So let me just quickly explain you what June gap is. June gap is referred, I think, back in a few years ago. I'm not quite there yet for another super, so I'm going to leave them out. And the super is a bit empty as well. Smoke. Some cap brood till the end. Again, cap brood till the end. That is a good sign. Just make sure the queen wasn't there, so I'm just going to put this on the side so I've got a bit more space to work. That is very nice. You can see cap brood all the way till the last frame. Yeah, capped. And capped some empty frame, empty cells. Nicely capped. Can cap all the way. Capped all the way. So cup. Let's just see it. It's just empty cups. That's fine. Nothing to worry. That was a new frame that I gave them. They've built it all up. It's been fully laid out as well. Almost fully laid out. It's a good sign. I'm going to start being a bit quick on this hive because I think bees are not very happy because the weather is not much in our favour. It's a bit cloudy. It's just about 17 to 18 degrees, which is fine for a hive inspection. But it could be that clouds. Well, there's another reason I think they're a bit not very calm. It's because I think they've just been through the June gap. That means there wasn't much forage around there. That's why if I compare the honey storage from last week, nothing's much changed. I mean, I think we had June gap a couple of weeks ago, but then it's been raining last whole week. So there's not much of honey storage in there, and the soup is kind of the same weight which they were about 2 weeks ago. Let's just quickly scan through again. You can see the queen, not on here. Not on here either. Not here either. On this frame. There she is. That yellow mark that you see. I'm just gonna very gently put her down. Okay, she's moved on to the other frame. So I'm gonna very carefully push that in. Push that one in. As you've seen, how these hives look like between the inspections. Let me just quickly explain you what June gap is. June gap was referred, I think, back in a few years ago, happened in June, but I think now they say that happens normally around last week of May or even mid-May. So what happens is that's a gap between when the spring flowers go and the summer flowers blossom again, and that's when there's no nectar flow. And what happens is when you open the hives during that time, you see them a bit. You don't see much of a nectar flow in there. The supers will be of the same weight that you saw them the week before that. And also when you open them up, they're a bit more aggressive. Like you saw this hive. I mean, that hive didn't look much aggressive because I think in comparison they're a bit of a smaller colony. Whereas these guys, because they're a bit bigger colony, so you could see them coming out, and that was a reason. But also I think around where I live in Surrey, June gap I think happened about 2 to 3 weeks ago. But the reason there's not much of a progress nectar-wise is because after that June gap we had about 2 weeks of rains. So constantly during the day in the week it kept raining. I think today is Saturday, and I think after a few days, today's the only day that hasn't rained, and I'm hoping the next week it's dry as well, so they can start progressing. Because I can see there's no much nectar in the brood box either, but they've got some storage in the top, so I'm not so worried. We'll come back next week and I'll show you how these two are doing. Until then, goodbye.